This is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction, which is what I found when I tried to enter the name of this game into my Twitch information. Turns out you gotta have Tom Clancy's name in front of everything. So all I've done so far is play the VR training course. I played it several times to make sure that I completed 100% of all of the things I was supposed to do there, but I have not played the proper game at all. And so we're going to be discovering that together. My impressions of the game so far, though, first off, I love the color scheme. I haven't seen a game this yellow since the game Haze came out ages ago. So I think that this game might be better received than Haze was. It's got some pretty clever ideas in it. Like, I really like the idea that it's this, this co-op game. You're dropping into, I assume, fairly randomly generated situations. Again, I've only played the training, so I'm not exactly sure how it works. But one of my favorite things about it is that if you fail, you leave behind an operative that has to then be rescued in a future mission. And there's a different kind of mission objective you take in order to grab them. I think that's why they took the title Rainbow Six Extraction. So I really like that mechanic in theory. I'd love to see how it plays out in the proper game. I'm not traditionally a co-op player, and so what you're going to be seeing is what it's like for me to play this game as a single player, which is the way I tend to play games in general anyway. So it's a good test for the kind of experience that I have. Though I think long term, I do want to try to jump into this with some friends or family members to see what the co-op is like, because that could be informative. I'm working on a co-op game. Seeing what other people do with co-op is really valuable for my work. Oh yeah, so Amazing Halo 13 points out that Cyberpunk, what was the number on that? 2077 was also had a lot of yellow in its branding. You're right, there was a lot of yellow in Cyberpunk. So maybe that was the last time I've seen a game this yellow. Anyway, let's hit continue and see what happens.
We're facing We'll learn all we can on the enemy, the Archaeans, or we won't have a future.
I should give you some story background here. So if you haven't seen the promotional stuff for the game, there's some kind of possibly alien, hard to tell, it came from under the ground. There's some kind of thing that has started spreading across urban areas all over the United States. I don't know if it's all over the world. You see it happen in New York City. And so I think that's where, it looks like, okay, though, San Francisco, Alaska. So at least it's all over the United States. I don't know if it's also all over the world, because I think you're playing an American team. So basically it sort of this gunk that sort of spreads all over the place, and apparently it either these aliens emerge and are a part of this whole thing, or maybe are they turning humans into these things? I'm actually not sure. But there's these bipedal monsters that are walking around, and also the world's just covered in yucky stuff. So you're contending with lots of different things. So it's telling me I can play solo or as a squad. I get it. Find a squad? No, I'd rather play solo. How do I decide that I want to play solo? Maybe I select this first and then searching for I don't want teammates. I do not want teammates. How do I do this without teammates? Okay, so I've got my operator roster.
We ain't nothing without our team.
Let's look around here.
Everybody's got to pull their own weight.
Okay, so there's a set of characters that I have access to up front. And these characters can be lost. I don't know if they can be killed permanently, but they can be lost and have to be rescued if you don't play well in a mission. And then, what's this?
React. You're part of Rainbow's military research branch. Knowing our enemy is half the battle, we need to learn all we can on this relentless threat to humanity. We're currently aware of 4 regions. We're installing containment walls, airlocks, and necessary React equipment to allow for incursions. Each incursion is an opportunity to gather new intel, whether it be the parasite's origins or data on its adaptive behavior and biomechanics. Field data provides R&D with continuous support for cutting-edge technology. This means upgrades in React's arsenal and a wider breadth of tools to acquire even better intel. However, React cannot rely solely on tech. Every completed objective grants field experience, informing operators with tactical know-how to get ahead of enemy developments. This knowledge will lay the groundwork as more operators report for duty. We need all the help we can get. We'll learn everything we can on the parasite to give ourselves a fighting chance.
Okay, so this reminds me a lot of... among co-op games, the one that I've probably played the most recently is Deep Rock Galactic, which has a similar setup where you've got different characters you can play, and each of them can level up individually and get better and better at their own specialties. And so it seems like that's what you're doing here too. Okay, so I'm getting the impression there might actually not be a way to play solo. A lot of cutscenes up front.
Ay, idiota. Move, you're in my light. Elisa. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude.
Hey, my fault. I just wanted to see how R&D is doing.
Not bad. Good, actually. Check this out. I couldn't figure out why it kept overheating. Then an operator came back with data on how El Parásito dissipates high thermal loads, and boom, the solution. Yes, the parasite is horrible, but it's also a scientific gold mine. Everything we learn makes our tech better.
Elena, keep making great stuff like this, and I promise to keep out of your light.
So I don't know how Elena selects which word she's going to say in Spanish and which one she's going to say in English. It seems like sometimes she says the parasite and sometimes she says el parasito. I don't know. It seems like it's kind of random. Not sure why she does that. Okay, yeah.
Our tech is years ahead of the curve. From prototype to release, you're using cutting-edge gear.
Okay, so Scott Lannon is telling me that it is possible to play this by yourself. He says at first you got to start by selecting New York City, and then I don't select quick play, I don't select anything. I select the actual locations down here. Okay, thank you, Scott. That makes a lot of sense. So let's start with Monolith Gardens. Threat level moderate or cautious, severe, critical. It's weird. Cautious to me sounds like an easier difficulty level, but from the number of bars, I can tell it's not. So let's go moderate.
Listen, I'm just saying a single agile adaptable operator can do some things a team can't.
You also say the squad is always stronger than the individuals that make it up.
Yeah, and normally it's true. But the Marines' golden rule is improvise, adapt, and overcome. The parasite is a whole new enemy, a whole new world. Either we adapt, or we're done.
That is a very good point. Okay. Yeah. Solo incursions are approved.
Thanks.
I like that she's against me doing this. It's like I'm being told it's a bad idea.
Lone Wolf 1, you are go for incursion. Repeat.
Mission is go.
Wait, so they planned this whole mission without talking to the boss first? Okay, here we go. Monolith Gardens. Some kind of hotel? All right, so this is telling me the 3-step process I'm going to go through in this mission. First, I've got a sabotage objective, which I don't think I've done before. Then I've got a rescue objective to extract somebody. Maybe somebody that I can actually, like, recruit as an operative? I'm not sure. And then I've got to defeat an elite target. Okay, I've never fought an elite target before. That makes me nervous. So I'm going to decide who to play as. So I can be Doc, Ella, Pulse, Alibi, Finka. Alibi's a fun name. I should put that in State of Decay too. Finka? I'm not sure what that means necessarily. So I can see their stats over on the right. Looks like they all have 100 hit points because I think they're all just the first level, and I think it's probably just the same for everybody. Some of these characters have high speed and low armor. Some have low speed and high armor, and some are moderate. So I think I'm going to play the operative that I played in the tutorial, which is Ella.
You can never have enough minds.
And it looks like she's got a couple of suppressed weapons. She's got a smoke grenade, which is good at, like, sort of distracting enemies, and a recon drone, which is kind of fun to play with. So yeah, let's go ahead and keep that default stuff. I'll start worrying about getting to know other equipment later on. All right.
Archies can adapt, maybe even change and evolve because they've got arc spines in the area. Look around for them.
All right, so these little dots here. So this is my extraction point. So if I want to leave in the middle of a mission, I totally can whenever I want to. There's sort of a press your luck mechanic in this game where you can decide to leave and, sort of leave some of your potential earnings on the ground, or you can try to go all the way through. This right here, that's the airlock. That's how I get to the next phase in the mission. So at each step, I can either decide to go to the airlock, which takes me to the next step, or I can just decide to run away. Now, apparently I need to sabotage something. I don't quite know how that works, but as soon as I get close to an objective, it usually tells me what it is. So it looks like that's a nest.
Arc spine right there.
Oh, okay.
Set the explosives. Stay on guard until they explode.
Okay, so it looks like we've got an enemy here, and there's some kind of crawly guy over there. They can't see me yet. Oh, there's maybe multiple crawly guys. So if I kill one, that will alert the others nearby that something's wrong, though they won't necessarily know where I am. Okay, looks like when you take them down with a headshot, they just don't even leave a body behind, which is convenient. I assumed that was a thing that only happened in the tutorial. I'm kind of surprised that they actually disappear, like, in the proper game as well. Though I guess that kind of makes sense. As a game design choice. Not necessarily as a, I mean, you can, we're using weird alien tech here, so, who knows? Or weird alien biology. So, who really knows, how these things work? You can just justify them disappearing however you want to. But as a game design decision, basically they didn't want to make you deal with the question of, oh, well, if I leave a body behind, then that should alert the other characters. All that stuff like... Oh. Okay, that makes a bunch of noise, apparently. Okay, so when they scream, they wake each other up. And they'll actually wake up these little nest things that will spawn more guys kind of infinitely until you deal with the nest. I'm hoping that was the only nest. And that we're not just going to see a bunch of enemies convert. Oh, gosh. Man. So the recoil on this gun is weird. Hey, that guy's called a bloater, I just realized. I think it's funny that we've just sort of got this, like, shared vocabulary of enemy types. That just sort of do the same thing. Okay, so it feels like there must be a nest spawning these guys. Aha, there it is. Hopefully that was the only one. By the way, check out around my crosshair. Oh, footsteps. Okay, there might be another nest that's spawning enemies. So, if you're playing without the sound on, or if you're, hard of hearing, these little things help you notice stuff that you normally only a hearing player would be able to detect. Things like, subtle footsteps through a wall or something, which could really help you when you're trying to stealth around.
Hostiles inbound. Defend the site.
Oh, what? What? Hostiles inbound? I didn't sign up for that. Oh, okay. So if you score a headshot on an enemy, so if you score a headshot on an enemy, they like a stealth kill, they die really fast. And that's sort of a clean death. But if you like wound them and they die in kind of messily,
Archeans are attacking the charges. Stop them.
then they'll actually, oh crap, that's not good. then they actually like spread this goo on the ground when they die. You can see this goo just sort of spreading out all over the ground. The enemies, I think, are more powerful when they're standing in goo, and I get slowed down by it. So the more goo there is in this environment,
Take him out.
the worse off I am. Can I stand on this? No, I can't jump up on that. I would like to not be standing in yucky stuff.
Arc spines are gone. Nicely done. We can't risk it with the parasite.
Okay, so it looks like it was. I expected that to be an explosive, but it looks like it actually just sort of like burned it out a little bit. That's interesting. Interesting. Okay, so let me see. So you'll notice that there was this little package of tech that I could pick up. So some of these... Okay, this is just to refill my, like, grenades and stuff. So this is probably not that important. But this right here, ability, already at full capacity. Okay, so this... I don't know if there's, like, pickups, things that I can collect here that are actually... that have permanent value, or if the only stuff that I have here is stuff that it, like, replenishes things that I come in with. And so I don't know if it's... Oh, gosh! I don't know if it's worthwhile to run around, like, searching the world for things.
Nothing left to do here, and there's more in the next subzone.
Okay, yeah, so it could be... It seems like they're telling me that I should stop messing around. That, like, that, you know, maybe all of my, you know, progress, all of my acquisition isn't by scouring the level for collectibles, which is actually... Oh, there's a nest. That's probably a good thing. That you know, because I feel like I would spend forever in a given level if you're just wondering if I'd missed something. And it would probably annoy co-op partners, stuff like that. Like, I think they just decided, like, once you're done with the objective, that's it. You're done with the objective. Let's get out of here. Which is probably a difficult decision to make because, you know, giving players lots and lots of reasons to be interested in a level, lots of reasons to sort of grind, different motivations to play. It's sort of like a natural thing that game designers like to do. And so resisting that temptation. It says hold to examine, but I can't actually do that. Interesting. Okay, I tried. Apparently I interacted with a point of interest, but nothing happened. I don't know what was going on there. So medkits do boost your health, so there's a certain amount of benefit you can get from that. Yeah, so let's open up the... Oh, what the... Some kind of invisible dude. Ah! Okay, so in the tutorial, there were never enemies in the airlock. I was kind of...
And it shows. Carry that into the next subzone.
I wasn't expecting that. Okay, cool. Let's take a quick break before we cycle the airlock. Oh, wait, what's this? Is this more... Yeah, it's just a refill, which I don't think I even needed. Okay, let's take a quick break. I think we're fairly safe in here. I don't think there's any enemies hunting for me. Let me catch up with the chat, because I have not been paying any attention to the chat at all. Oh, Tex Digital Gaming showed up. Good to see you. And... Okay, so someone named Smolsneck showed up and was... kind of talking trash about State of Decay, specifically, you know, being surprised that we're still supporting the game after this long, particularly because it didn't seem like there were a lot of people that were watching State of Decay 2 being played on Twitch. So whether people are watching, whether it's trending on Twitch, is not necessarily like the end all be all for whether a game is being played. Like, we've actually got internal stats on like how many people are playing State of Decay 2, and it's been really stable, actually a really stable high number for quite some time. And each time we release an update, that number spikes. And so we definitely have, you know, sort of an ongoing loyal audience. It doesn't, you know, it's not as big as, say, like League of Legends, But you know what? It doesn't have to be. We're like a small team of folks who are just really devoted to providing a certain kind of experience that people, that a certain audience really likes. And we continue to make it better over time. And we can, and so we do. So yeah, it's not, we're not really trying to compete with like a lot of the biggest games out there and trying to be sort of like on the top of that hill. We've got a group of people that is large enough to support a game like this who play it regularly and are really into it. And so, yeah, so we continue to support the game for those folks. So, I mean, I don't think that the shade is necessarily deserved, but, it is not going to be for everybody. If you look at it and you're like, I'm not in the audience for this, that's fine. You don't have to play it, But there are folks who do play it and who do really love it, and so we're supporting the game for them. Let's see here. So, New Elite Support Team said, an exploding alien called a Breacher gives an idea of a zombie who runs at you and explode, like another alarm-like zombies to come running. Just an idea. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. Like, we see this alien called a bloater that when you shoot it, it explodes in poison gas, which is very similar to the bloaters in State of Decay 2, which is fine. Those bloaters are also really similar to other characters in other games from the past. It's not like we invented the idea. The pairing that name with that behavior is specific to State of Decay 2, to the State of Decay franchise at first. I think there's other games that have... I think there's an enemy called a bloater in The Last of Us, but I think it's a little bit more like a juggernaut. It's more of a... It's a big heavy rather than being a delicate bag of poison. So that name and that behavior together is a State of Decay thing, I think. But it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care. I'm not trying to like lay claim to it in some sort of like competitive way. People can have these ideas. We took plenty of ideas from all over the place to make State of Decay work. Other people can have ideas too. It's totally cool. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So New Elite Support Team is pointing out that I thought that I was running around picking up these React Tech boxes, thinking that all I was doing was replenishing things I brought in with me. But they're pointing out that actually, I wasn't paying attention to this, but actually my grenade count was going up each time that happened. And so if I was remembering to use my, 3 minutes left. That's right. They put an aggressive timer on this. Don't worry, I'll get out of here in time. Unlike what I did in my last episode of State of Decay 2, where I missed the cutoff to make it home for a siege. Anyway, so yeah, I'll need to make sure I get out of here in 3 minutes. I just want to catch up with all the chat stuff here. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, Scott Landon says that if I melee... Let's try this. If I melee the sticky stuff that's on the ground... Now, will it work on this? Probably not. That's just part of the level. But this? Oh, I can clear it. Can I shoot it too? Oh, look at that! Thank you! That is really, really helpful. So, Dragon Butcher Eli says, I play State of Decay 2 quite a bit. Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like everybody feels like the games that they play must be the popular ones. And it's really easy to miss the fact that there's huge audiences for other games that a lot of us just don't play. The audience for Roblox is probably bigger than the audience for any adult-focused, game out there. But nobody pays attention to it in the gaming press at all. And it took me having kids to realize how popular certain games are that I would never think of playing. Okay, so I've just cycled the airlock, closed off the old level.
West from this subzone. They secured key data and can't get out. Exfil our React personnel.
So now I've got an exfiltration. So I'm going to switch to my pistol because it doesn't have nearly the recoil that the assault rifle has. It is a little bit odd switching from playing a lot of I've been playing tons of Call of Duty lately, and they pour so much effort into sort of the look and feel of their weapons. I destroyed this nest. And the recoil in that game, whether it's, light or heavy, it feels really, really good. The recoil in this game feels a little bit artificial by comparison. And so I actually kind of prefer to use the pistol because the assault rifle feels strange. So, okay, so it looks like the operative is over there. So let's... Again, I'm forgetting... There isn't that much value in just scouring the level. I am looking around a little bit for, like, nests. Just so in case I get into some kind of big fight, I want to make sure that I'm not just leaving a bunch of spawn points everywhere. So I am taking a little bit of a roundabout route, but I don't need to scour the level for every possible pickup, I'm pretty sure.
Get the asset to extraction.
Oh gosh, hello. Oh, he just... Okay, apparently... What the heck?
Protect the package.
Oh, somebody's murdering my friend. Are they? Nope. What is this? Ah, it's a ranged enemy. I didn't know there were ranged enemies in this game. All right. Anybody else? My health is not great. His health is not great. Okay, yeah. So I am discovering this game kind of for the first time. So there's a lot of stuff I didn't know. Let's escort you.
Get the package to the extraction point.
Okay, so I've got to literally hold this guy's hand. I'm literally holding his hand. Oh, what is... Okay, my health is not good. Hopefully, it's a clear shot from here to extraction.
Set the package inside the extraction pod.
Okay, let's get this guy in there.
You just saved a fellow React member. They'll remember this.
React asset. We'll remember that. Nope. Do not call your friends. Okay, so now that I've actually encountered an enemy that needed to be shot a lot of times to die, suddenly I'm valuing my assault rifle a little bit more. It's not as good for like the tiny, like the very precise headshots because of the whole, recoil situation. But if I need to do a bunch of damage to something that's charging me, it's probably a good idea. Okay, so they do have some ongoing, like, collectibles, but I think it seems like the study complete. You notice that study complete message that just showed up over there? Over that way? I think that these are, like, little, like, bounty-like challenges. So it doesn't have collectibles for me to... Oh, gosh, what was that? I'm all sticky now. So it looks like they don't want me to scour the level for stuff.
Here, so you can move to the next subzone.
But it does want me to try things. What is happening? Wait, was that a consequence of getting hit by those little guys? They were called blinding spores. Okay, I need to figure out what direction I'm going. So there's the airlock. My health is very low. If I see any outlines of like health kits anywhere, I should definitely try to pick one up. So one problem that you face in this game is the fact that there's no actual... Okay, you know what? You know what? I don't think I can survive this. I think... Unless there's a health kit out there. So health kits don't actually heal you. They give you a temporary health boost. And so it's like temporary hit points, and they'll tick down. So if you're deeply, deeply injured, and you're relying on health kits, you end up with health that is just ticking down all the time. So I could extract right now. Now there probably is a health kit over at the airlock. If I can make it to the airlock, I can probably heal myself. But I don't know how tough that one enemy is down there. The one that was shooting at me through that window. I shot it a few times and it didn't die. So I don't know how many more times I need to shoot it and how many times it will shoot me. So I think this is the right time. I mean, this is, as much as I'd love to see this entire mission, this is an option that they offer you that I should take advantage of if I can. So let's request extraction. Let's get out of here alive.
For someone faced with inconceivable odds to save humanity, you're all right.
So I didn't complete everything I wanted to complete, and maybe I'll do a better job next time now that I actually understand what I'm supposed to be doing and what kind of opposition I'm going to face. Okay, yeah, so I did not get the biggest XP boost for the final objective. But I have leveled up my character. That's cool. Okay, yeah, so new elite support team said that those little blinding things, they were gas spores that connect to me and then later explode. So that's kind of funny that they attach to me first. And then, ooh, replay? Can I just replay the exact same mission again? Will that cost me something? I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah, okay, so apparently that's interesting, attaching something to you that explodes later. So you're just like, oh,
This is an arms race we can't afford to lose.
I know something bad is coming and I can't stop it. That's an interesting feeling to put on you. Okay, so stun duration increased, however that works.
The parasite spread so fast, it's made containment a steep challenge. Even with the data we've collected, there's still so much that remains a mystery.
Okay. Next. So Ila's injured. And so does she have to... So she's inactive for a while until she recovers. Interesting. So that's why I have so many operatives, I guess, because I need to let them rest. All right, so that was my first session, but I didn't even complete a mission. So we've learned how this game works, but I'm wondering if I can actually get through an entire moderate difficulty solo mission by myself. So did I just say solo mission by myself because that's incredibly redundant? Yes, I did. So let's look over at progression real quick and see what I can learn from here.
Parasite spread so fast, it's made containment a steep challenge. The parasite spread so fast, it's made containment a steep challenge. Even with the data we've collected, there's still so much that remains a mystery.
I think this is the same line we just heard. Okay, so it looks like at each of these levels, there's some stuff that I unlock. And I progress this by just going through missions and like earning experience.
So fast, it's made containment a steep challenge.
Okay,
Even with
you don't need to keep saying this line.
There's still so much that remains a mystery.
That's the third time I've heard that line. Fourth if you count the time I started and stopped it again. Okay, so now we've got a bunch of stuff here, but I can spend a token. I've got 2 tokens, and I can... So right now I've just got smoke grenades and recon drones, which are cool. But I could get an impact grenade, which knocks enemies back. Body armor. Okay, always fall to down but not out when wearing body armor. Reduces incoming damage by 20%. Okay, so if I'm down, someone can help me now. I'm playing solo, so I think that's probably not an option. Revive kit. Oh, you can revive yourself one time if you have one of these. Okay. You know what? Let's unlock this. And oh, okay, and a scan mine. That seems valuable too. So I definitely want to bring this revive kit with me so that I can last a little bit longer in my next mission. That seems really valuable. Okay, I think I'm ready to try this again, but I've been playing for long enough. We should probably try it again in another episode. So for those of you who don't usually watch my channel, I actually save these out as YouTube videos later on, and so I'm going to do a YouTube end screen now. I'm actually going to keep playing on Twitch, and you're going to be able to keep watching me. But if you're watching this later on YouTube, there's a subscribe button for you. My next session of Rainbow Six Extraction is going to be right there, and some other game will be over here, so you can click on this stuff. But you can't if you're watching live, so sorry.